Here's a 31 Lincoln K running. I just started. I went through the distributor and did some other work. But you can see this is one thing I wanted to point out was this is the thermostat. You see these are closed right now. No air can go through. That's how they regulate the temperature. So right now we know it's cold. Listen to how quiet that is. This is the 8-cylinder. This was before they made the big V12. Not the Zephyr V12, but the Lincoln V12. This is like a 384 cubic inch 8-cylinder. It's an interesting car. And for a car this size, it's actually pretty peppy. You know, for its period, you know. Alright, so now I come back. You can see that this is now open. And it's not open all the way, it's on its way to being open. Whereas before it was closed. This is how this is what they used before they had thermostats inside the engine. This is how they regulated the engine temperature. They would just reduce air to the fan or increase it. And when this gets fully warmed up, these will be straight in and out. Right now they're at like a 45, so it's mostly warmed up but not completely. Kind of an interesting thing of how this was all done. I think the thermostat came out, the thermostats as we know them, I think came out in 37. So 37 was really kind of the last year for this style engine temperature regulation. Now, one other thing I like on this car, a super handy oil gauge. Easy to read, don't get your hands dirty, don't need a rag. So another interesting thing about this Lincoln, it's got a 3-speed trans, which is normal, but what makes this one different, it has a combination freewheeling and combination direct engagement for a second and third gear, which is what this button is for. When you put it in second gear, that's the freewheeling. So it acts almost like a centrifugal clutch. If you're going down the road, you rev it up a bit, you let off, the engine just goes back to idle. There's no deceleration other than road friction. Unlike modern transmissions where as soon as you let off you do compression braking. But if you want to do the, I don't know if I can get it right now without, okay, yeah, the button's down. And that is the direct drive, or not direct drive, but like there you have compression braking. So you'd use the button and farther forward if you were going like in a hilly area and you wanted to use the engine to slow down and not the brakes exclusively. And if you're running on a regular area, like a highway that's relatively flat, you'd use the freewheeling. So when you let off the gas pedal, you're truly just coasting and not losing any, you know, gas mileage because the engine's idling regardless of what speed you're at until you, and when you give it throttle, it won't do anything until it reaches the speed where you're at and then continue on from there. Kind of an interesting idea. Well, since we're here, here's the rest of the dash. We got 2 glove boxes. We have a nice set of gauges. See, oil pressure is over 20, which is normal for idle. It's charging at idle, which is really good for this era. Engine temp's just over 160. We have a nice clock. That's obviously not set. Then here we got some controls. This is the spark advance and retard. So when you want to start the car, you go from this running position, and this is the starting position. And that retards the timing so it doesn't backfire or kick back. And then from there, so after you start it, you would advance the timing and you just leave it there. After that, it's automatic. This is just a extra amount just for starting exclusively. And then you have a high idle. You can hear it's directly linked to the throttle, but you can't see the throttle move. But this would give you like cruise control, or if you wanted to warm up, you can bring the engine RPMs a little bit. It's probably about 1800 right there. Chris is already warmed up, so we don't have to do that. And here we have lights. So that's the running lights. That's these. You can't see them because we're on the back side. Running lights. There's off. There's a low beam. And you have a high beam. Horn. That's it for today. Oh, there's your aftermarket heater. I believe that's aftermarket. That could be original. That matches the paint, but that's what they had for heat.